What's the worst thing you've ever done that you've never told anyone? 1. I stole money from someone who trusted me when I was at my lowest. It wasn't a dramatic robbery or anything like that. I was staying with a friend after losing my job, and they left their wallet on the kitchen counter. I told myself I'd just borrow it and pay it back once I got back on my feet. I took £200. I never paid it back. They never mentioned it, but I noticed they started hiding their things after that. I moved out a few weeks later, and we slowly stopped talking. They probably knew it was me. I still think about it years later, especially because they helped me when no one else did. 2. A coworker of mine was being blamed for a mistake that I knew I had caused. Management was already on edge with them, and when the opportunity came to correct it, I froze. I let them take the fall because I was scared of losing my job. They were fired a week later. I told myself it was the company's fault, not mine, but deep down I know that if I'd said something, the outcome would have been different. I still see them occasionally on social media, and it makes my stomach drop every time. 3. I emotionally cheated on my partner long before I physically did anything. I convinced myself it wasn't wrong because we were just talking. Late-night messages, sharing things I didn't even share with my partner, joking about meeting up. By the time I realized I was crossing a line, I was already way over it. I eventually ended the relationship, but I never admitted the real reason. They blamed themselves for not being enough, and I let them believe that. That guilt still sits with me more than the cheating itself. 4. I lied about who I was for years, not in a criminal way, but in a personal one. I pretended to be more confident, more successful, more put together than I actually was. I exaggerated stories, hid my failures, and built an image that people believed. The worst part is that it worked. People admired me for someone I wasn't. Eventually, maintaining the lie became exhausting, and I started pushing people away because I was terrified they'd find out the truth. I didn't just fool others. I lost track of who I actually was. 5. I cut someone out of my life when they needed me most. A close friend was struggling with depression, and I didn't know how to handle it. Every conversation felt heavy, and instead of being there for them, I slowly pulled away. I stopped replying, made excuses, and eventually disappeared completely. Months later, I found out they had been hospitalized. They survived, but we never reconnected. I tell myself I was young and overwhelmed, but the truth is, I chose my own comfort over being a decent